What if I told you that the life you are living today was shaped long before it ever happened? Before the success, before the failure, before the opportunities, before the struggles. It all began with a thought, a single thought repeated day after day, until it became a belief. And that belief became your actions. Those actions became your habits. And those habits became your life. Most people spend years trying to change their circumstances, without ever changing the mind that created them. There once lived a young man who believed life had treated him unfairly. Every morning, he woke up with the same thoughts. Why do others succeed while I struggle? Why do opportunities seem to find everyone except me? Why does nothing ever change? He blamed his circumstances. He blamed his family. He blamed his lack of money. He blamed luck. And because he blamed everything around him, he never looked within. Years passed. His life remained the same. Not because he lacked talent, not because he lacked potential, but because he carried something far heavier than poverty. He carried a defeated mind. Every day, his thoughts whispered the same message. You can't. You won't. People like you never succeed. And without realizing it, he obeyed those thoughts. Because whether we know it or not, our thoughts become our actions, and our actions become our lives. One evening, after another disappointing day, the young man sat alone. The sun was setting. The streets were quiet. And for the first time, he stopped complaining long enough to ask himself a question. What if the problem isn't the world? What if the problem is me? The question made him uncomfortable. It was easier to blame circumstances, easier to blame others. But deep down, he knew there was truth in it. That night, he could not sleep. The question echoed in his mind. What if my life is reflecting my thoughts? The more he thought about it, the more uncomfortable he became. Because if it was true, then he could no longer blame the world for everything that had happened. He lay awake staring into the darkness, replaying years of decisions, years of excuses, years of fear. For the first time, he began to wonder if the limits he saw in his life had first existed in his mind. And as the night grew quieter, one realization became impossible to ignore. Maybe his circumstances were not creating his thoughts. Maybe his thoughts were creating his circumstances. The next morning, he began to observe himself. Not his neighbors, not his friends, not successful people. Himself. He noticed how often he expected failure, how often he doubted himself before even trying, how often fear controlled his decisions. He realized something shocking. The prison he hated was not around him. It was inside him. His mind had built walls long before life ever did. And those walls had become his reality. Imagine a gardener. If he plants weeds, weeds will grow. If he plants flowers, flowers will grow. The soil does not choose. It simply produces whatever is planted. The human mind works the same way. Plant fear, and fear grows. Plant doubt, and doubt grows. Plant courage, and courage grows. Plant purpose, and purpose grows. The young man finally understood. His mind had become a garden filled with weeds. Years of negativity, years of resentment, years of excuses. And now he faced a choice. Continue feeding the weeds, or begin planting something better. The change did not happen overnight. It never does. Every morning, negative thoughts still appeared. But now he challenged them. When his mind said, "You will fail," he answered, "Maybe, but I will try." When his mind said, "You are not good enough," he answered, "I can improve." When his mind said, "It is impossible," he answered, "Many impossible things have already been done." Little by little, his thinking changed. And as his thinking changed, his actions changed. He started reading instead of complaining, learning instead of blaming, working instead of waiting, improving instead of making excuses. The world around him looked the same. The streets were the same. The city was the same. His circumstances were mostly the same. But something powerful had changed. The person living inside those circumstances. Because true transformation begins within, not outside. Months passed, then years. People began noticing the difference. They called him lucky. They said he had finally caught a break. They assumed success had somehow found him. But they did not see the battles he fought every day, the battles no one could see, the battle against doubt, the battle against fear, the battle against negative thinking, the battle for control of his own mind. Because every achievement is first won internally before it appears externally. The young man eventually achieved many of the things he once dreamed about. Opportunities appeared, relationships improved, his confidence grew, his future expanded. But the greatest victory was not money. It was not success. It was not recognition. The greatest victory was discovering that he was not a victim of circumstances. He was a creator of them. His thoughts had been shaping his life all along. Every belief, every habit, every decision, every action, all growing from seeds planted in his mind. And perhaps that is the most powerful lesson of all. You cannot always control what happens to you. You cannot control every challenge, every setback, every disappointment, but you can control what grows inside your mind. And that changes everything. Because a strong mind can survive difficult circumstances. A hopeful mind can endure dark seasons. A disciplined mind can achieve extraordinary things. And a mind filled with purpose can transform an entire life. The man who once believed he was trapped finally understood a timeless truth. The world outside is often a reflection of the world within. Change your thinking, and you begin changing your life. Guard your thoughts, and you guard your future. Plant better seeds, and you create a better harvest. Because every destiny begins as a thought. Every success begins as a thought. Every transformation begins as a thought. And the person you become tomorrow is being shaped by what you think today. So choose your thoughts carefully. Nurture them, protect them, strengthen them. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.